morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. As always, thank you for your support, thank you for your likes, and for also all of the beautiful feedback you give me. It never goes unnoticed. Where am I? Next Sunday, I'm at Young. If you're in the New South Wales area, we will be at Young, but I'd suggest you get in very early for readings because we tend to sell out very quickly there. Which is always nice, but it's really refreshing to see some lovely new faces. So please come on down. I have started my new channel up, the Aussie Goddess Astro Tarot. If you're looking out for me or you want to follow me or see what I'm doing, I'm basically staying with signs, sun signs, or not so much sun signs, star signs. I probably should do a video on how to look up your chart and how to look at what signs are in your chart, maybe a little bit further down the track. At the moment, I'm trying to get at least one video up a day on there. Some days, obviously, I get a chance to do more, which, of course, I will always do. We have the Emperor jumping out on us here. If you're unsure, the link to that is in my description box below. All right, let's get into your reading. We're going to use the Cosmic Tarot today for this reading. If you're watching this reading and wondering who it applies to whoever's listening that it resonates with. I just let the cards lead me in the readings. I don't do them a particular way. They don't always lead me. Three of Cups coming out here. Emperor and the Three of Cups. Wow, that's pretty hefty energy. There's some sort of celebration here around somebody. Could be a father figure, could be a relationship figure, but a huge celebration coming through. So maybe you're celebrating a milestone with somebody here. Also, you know, for me, the Three of Cups can talk about third-party situations. Emperor can talk about somebody who is what we see as a divine masculine. All right, let's get into this reading. I think I finished off what I was going to say. Sometimes a bit ADHD in that I forget and I'll just move to something else in mid-conversation. So I'm sorry if I did that. But the readings are all free, basically. So it doesn't matter which way I do them. I read as they come out. So the Queen of Wands is out first. And Wands represent Leo, Sag and Aries energy. The Queen of Wands, she's the most beautiful of all. She is the person that is very confident, very self-assured. She knows what she wants and she knows what to go for. Sometimes this can represent somebody from those signs. Sometimes it can represent an energy you're feeling today. You might be feeling very empowered, very ready to start something new. She certainly has that confidence. I always think when you look at her, it's that person you look at and you can feel the energy coming from them. So whatever this is, whether it's your energy you're taking on or whether this is somebody you're dealing with today, very powerful energy. Nice, because we have the Justice card. Now, for some of you, you could be dealing with somebody here in a court. I feel like there's something going through, some sort of court proceedings here where you may be feeling confident and self-assured about facing something. I want to say to you, whatever this is, it looks like it's going to have a very solid outcome, a very fair outcome here. If this is a karmic energy for you, then the Queen of Wands for me would represent coming through something and being able to see it for what it is. You know, sometimes we have lessons. I have people say to me, I don't know what the lesson's for, and I think maybe you haven't completed it yet, because generally you will start to realize if you look back or you sort of, I almost want to say circumnavigate it, you can actually see your part in it. Sometimes it takes a little while for us to digest. But certainly if you're completing some sort of, it may be that you're completing a relationship that you weren't meant to be in or that was there to teach you lessons about yourself. Again, sometimes we don't see that until we're on the outside of that relationship looking back in. I certainly can be one of those people that's looked back and thought, wow, how did I not see that? Or how did I not know that? And then how did I get myself into that situation? So this is what I'm feeling like here. We do have the Seven of Pentacles coming through. It's a little bit sort of sad in this card. I never really think of the Seven of Pentacles being sad, but I guess if you're waiting for something to come to a conclusion, or you're waiting for something to finish or end, then you might be in this energy. But for me, the Seven of Pentacles is like really planting seeds for the future, feeling good about the direction you want to go in, you know, understanding that you can choose to go in a certain direction. That would be part of your destiny, to be at this point and decide, which direction do I want to go? So Seven of Pentacles coming through. You're walking away from something here. Something that has left you feeling like you have missed out on something. We do have the World card here. So you're definitely waiting for some sort of ending here. Whatever this is, you're looking towards the future, and there seems to be some sort of conflict here. I do have the Judgment card at the end, so you're getting some sort of rebirth. Whatever this is, in the whole scheme of things, it looks as though you're folding something up because you're feeling good enough to say, that is it, I'm done, I'm walking away. So it could be a relationship, it could be a job, but whatever this is, you've got yourself into this space where you're feeling good about who you are. For some of you, this may be a relationship. It may be a relationship that you feel sad about that never actually got off the ground. It could be something you feel trapped in. But whatever this is, it's like that energy of realizing you want to move in a new direction. And I feel like everything's on your side now. It feels to me like you're going in with the right attitude. You've done the healing that you needed to do, and you're taking a different approach to something. You know, sometimes we try different things. I always think of that saying, you know, that if you try the same thing over and over again, expect the same result. Where we suddenly or finally realize that perhaps doing things in a very different way is the way it works. For example, I learned a long time ago that retaliation doesn't work on some people. We can fight and argue back, but sometimes we're just better off being quiet and just standing our ground, because some people want to see the action. I mean, you see it in the trolls and the people on, you know, social media who really try to aggravate people to get a rise. And what do people do? They retaliate. They explain themselves. They try to make excuses for themselves. And all of that just feeds the person who's trolling. So, you know, there are times when we need to sort of do that Eight of Cups energy, where we need to turn our back and walk away because we know that that is the right thing for us. And maybe you've tried things. Maybe you've tried things over and over and over again, and they haven't really resolved anything. How many times have you had someone say to you, you know, I won't do that again, or that will never happen again, and then 5 minutes later it's around again. So instead of cycling, I feel like you're going to pull the plug on something and walk away. Could be a job, you know, where you sort of spruce yourself up every day and you think, I'm going to give it a really good go today, and then the same thing happens again. You've got the same bully at work, or you've got the same people treating you the same way, and you realize it's time to move on. And that in itself is a lesson for you. So you understand from that what's affected you under those circumstances and how to do things differently the next time. But anyway, that's sort of what I'm feeling here. So let's see where we're going. All right, so I feel like you're getting some sort of communication. Maybe you're getting an opportunity to move to a different job, or move to a different, maybe you have met someone new. Maybe it's not a relationship, but it sparks something in you that's made you realize there's something better out there. But you're definitely moving in a new direction here, and you're finding your passion again, which really shows in that Queen of Wands. Whatever this is you're approaching, you're doing it in a very different way. And that is because you've listened to yourself. You've listened to what has happened before, and you've decided that this time I just want to do things differently. But with that Princess of Wands, something beautiful is coming your way here. 9:09 on the clock. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles. You know, I can't help thinking here that you may have come into some sort of financial security here. Maybe something has happened where you've got something, you're getting something more out of something here with this Ten of Pentacles. Because you're definitely cutting something out with this Queen of Swords. And I feel like with this Two of Pentacles, even though you're still invested, you're realizing what's best for you here. You're realizing that what you're doing is the right thing to do for you. And I feel like with that Queen of Wands and now the Queen of Swords energy, it's very much this energy of flipping something around. You know, I say to people sometimes, you know, when they're having trouble walking away and leaving something, you know, what are you worried about? What worries you about walking away? And very often people are worried about the other party or another, the opposite, the person that's not you. Or the place that's not you. You know, what will they do without me? Or, you know, they're going to be really sad when I leave. That's codependency. When you're putting the other person's needs above your own, that's when you need to realize how important it is to put yourself first. Because some of us are so used to putting other people before ourselves, we can create a very poor idea of who we are because we think everybody needs something more than we do. It's very awakening when you realize that. So I feel like somehow or another here, yeah, there's a brand new beginning with the Fool coming through. Could be with, wow, okay. Interesting energy there, right there. This is codependency. So maybe it's been difficult. Maybe that's what I'm feeling. Maybe it's difficult for you to leave somebody behind because you're worried about them. You know, sometimes we even do it with family members or, you know, people who've been very close to us for a long time. They can treat us very poorly, but we'll always be worried about how we're hurting them rather than thinking of ourselves. That's not a healthy way to go. I don't know why we learn to do that. Maybe it's a tactic that we have. You know, if we have a family that teaches us we're not worthwhile or that we're not valuable. But there's a brand new beginning here. And I feel like for some of you, this may be a parent figure. Because I do have this King of Cups, which for me is often that masculine family member, parent. But I do have the Devil here. So I really feel here, there's been a fear here in you where you haven't approached something before because of your own fears, your own insecurities. This is Capricorn Cancer energy if you're in that sort of space. Cancer water sign energy, Cancer Pisces Scorpio energy and Capricorn energy. Sort of a lot of Pisces energy coming through here, but definitely feeling here that whatever you're leaving behind, it's like you've understood your own fear, you've understood your own limitations, I want to say here. All right, Three of Swords coming through with the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Pentacles. Very strong Capricorn Cancer energy too. It could be that you're walking away from another situation. Maybe somebody has not done the right thing by you before and you've given them another chance. Sometimes I feel that this is the person that said, I won't cheat on you again, but then goes out and cheats again. Or says, I'm not seeing that person anymore, but is still seeing that person. To me, this is that energy of having a third person in the relationship. But I also feel for some of you, this may be a communication problem. Maybe you've tried to communicate your needs to someone and possibly 1313 on the clock, and possibly they haven't reciprocated. But there's definitely something coming between you and this other person. And maybe this is why, because the Wheel of Fortune does sort of say to me it is time to move on. And I love that you've had three queens in this energy, because it shows sort of three different aspects of yourself. And I feel like now I've got the Queen of Pentacles, I'm feeling that once you make the break, you'll be very grounded and very sure that you did the right thing. But for some of you, this could be walking away from a partner, a relationship, a romantic relationship. All right, so have you feeling very confident about some sort of decision you've made? I feel like your lessons have been learned. You've sort of come to some sort of conclusion here where you've brought things into balance. I also want to say, keep it in mind too, you could be going through divorce, settlement proceedings here. Maybe that's why you're starting to realize that perhaps you've been giving someone time and energy that you really shouldn't have worried about. All right, Seven of Pentacles. So manifesting for the future, walking away from the past and leaving that sad energy behind. There's a closing out of something here. The World card says to me it's time to go. And maybe if it's a settlement, you're planning around the world journey there too. But whatever this is for you, I feel that you're confident and happy about being in the position you're in. And maybe it has been a struggle for you, but I feel like here you're coming out the other side of a struggle. Whatever this decision is. It could be just leaving somebody behind that you've been focused on for a really long time. All right, so we have higher power coming through. I feel like this is the time to start looking about what you want for the future. You know, really seeing perhaps, you know, you've got to a point where you can invest in your own energy, especially with this higher power here. This is conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, and committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You are an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life of which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. So I feel like maybe you have a higher purpose in this. Maybe you needed to go through this experience to really see who you are so that you can invest in your own future. I don't know, but you're coming out the other side feeling like $1 million. Thanks, everyone.